Hey YouTube. So I'm back with another video. So I was gonna do, I'm still sick, but I haven't been coughing that much. Sorry, it was a sneeze. Sorry. But I wanted to do a video earlier about my narcissistic father, because I heard him talking and it really was getting me upset, right? So I don't have privacy in here, so I was like, all right, I haven't been outside since Saturday. Today is Thursday. So I was like, all right, I'm feeling better. I'm just gonna put on a whole bunch of clothes and go outside to the shed, in the back and do my video or whatever. Man, I finally got up the strength to get up and put them clothes on. Put all these clothes on. I go out that door and it was like super cold, like so cold. Excuse me. I was like, hell no, I'm not doing it. And I'm so mad because I really wanted to get that video out because it was on my chest heavy. And if I don't do it right away, I'll forget. So I'm going to try to write down what I was thinking about, even though I probably forgot some of the stuff I was thinking about anyway. And try to record it tomorrow while nobody's here, right? So anyway, I was sitting here thinking about, I don't even remember what I was thinking about, but something else came in my head. And I was like, all right, I can record this. So, excuse me. So I realized, oh, that's what I was thinking about. A friend of mine's, a family friend, she had asked me how I was doing and everything. And I'm just looking at the phone like I don't want to respond because every time she texts me, which is, every so often, there's nothing good to say. Like, it's just like, this has been a bad year, but these past few months, like after my mom passed in March, it's been downhill literally since then. Like every time, like I have a guy friend. He checks in every once in a while, and he had texted me. No, he called me. This was maybe a month or two ago, I want to say. A month or two, maybe, I don't know. But he called me and he was like, we were talking and shit. Excuse me, I have a potty mouth, I'm sorry. But we were talking and he was like, I was telling him everything that was going on. He was like, I swear, he said, every time I talk to you, it seems like everything is just getting worse and worse. Like it's you can't catch a break to save your life. I said, I know this is what I've been saying. Every time I talk to him, something different happened, and it's like outrageously crazy, ridiculous stuff that doesn't happen to me. Like anyway, okay. So she texted me today and I told her that I was sick and I really want to go to the hospital, but I don't have a ride and I don't want to bother my dad because I already done spoke about that situation. Like basically he just wrote us off. He don't want to do nothing for us. He don't want to buy food. He don't want to, nothing. So I'm just gonna have to figure something out. I don't know. Anyway, so I just was telling her that I didn't have a ride or whatever. She was like, call the ambulance. So I didn't want to tell her that my dad would have a fit if I called the ambulance, right? If I asked him, he's going to have a fit. But if I call the ambulance, he's going to have a bigger fit because he doesn't want neighbors to know. He's all about his neighbors. Like, even when he was in the other house, he's worried about what his neighbors think. Like, me and my daughter can't go out in the front and smoke. We have to go out in the back because his neighbors can see us. So what? It's your house. We're grown people. Like, he's just always concerned about his neighbors, right? So, I didn't want to tell her that I'm not calling the ambulance because he's going to have a fit about his neighbors. But that's part of the reason. Another part of the reason is because I've been to the emergency room 2 times in the past month and a half. And I know an ambulance is like a whole separate emergency room bill. So it's like being charged double. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have insurance right now. So all of this is going to fall back on me. But I also don't have a doctor to go to, right? So anyway, she was like, just call an ambulance. And I was like, you're right. Because I just wanted to end that conversation. And which brings me to a whole nother thought, but that's a whole different video, right? I'm trying to talk fast because I was recording a video the other day and it cut me off. So I don't know, like on the iPhone, I just switched not too long ago. My daughter made me get an iPhone because she said the camera was better, which is, she's right, but I don't really know how to use it like that. And so on my Android, when I'm recording videos, it tells me how much time I have to record before I run out of space. On the iPhone, it doesn't tell me that. So I'm trying to hurry up before it cuts me off again. So, anyway, my point, I was sitting here thinking, and I'm like, I really just, like, I kind of shut down from the world, especially after my mom passed. And I realized that part of the reason for that is because anytime I talk to somebody, I don't have anything good to say, and I don't like to bring negative energy to people. I don't like to be the Debbie Downer. I don't like to be that person. And so usually I have good things to say, even if I'm going through stuff. Like, I have things to say that, you know, are good. But lately it's like this dark cloud. Like, so I realized, like, when people text me and ask me, how you doing? I really don't want to answer. But then I came to another thought. The reason I don't want to answer, because I could always just lie and say, oh, I'm good, I'm okay, right? But that's not me, and I've never been that person. And it's just funny because I realized a long time ago that people just say that as a greeting. Like, nobody really cares. Some people care. I care. If I ask you how you doing, I want you to tell me how you doing. Like, I used to ask my best friend, and she used to just be like, okay. And I'm like, what's okay? Like, you say that all the time. Like, how are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm that type of person. I really want to know. If I ask you, I want to know. I don't just say it just to say it. But a lot of people just say it just to say it. Like, oh, how you doing? That's their greeting, right? So a lot of times, like, in the regular world, walking around in the regular world, if somebody say that to me, I'll just say okay, because I know they really don't want to know how I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's a stranger, I'll just be like, okay. Or I'll just say, hey. Matter of fact, I'll just say, hey. But like, when people, you know, their friends or family ask me, I want to tell them how I'm doing. But lately, I just don't have nothing good to say, and I just don't like the feeling of that. So I realized tonight that I just shut myself down from the world, because I don't want to be a burden to people, but I also don't want to always have bad things to say. And I also feel like people really don't care. But anyway, so I learned a long time ago. This is when I learned that people don't care, right? I learned a long time ago, I was working at Target, and I was working customer service, and it was early in the morning. I had just got there. So this guy must have been my first customer, or one of my first customers. I think he was the first customer. So he came up to me or whatever, you know, and I'm like, hey, good morning. And he's like, hey, how you doing? I said, oh, I'm not doing too good this morning. He said, oh, okay, that's good. And then he starts talking about why he's there. And I just stood there and I chuckled because I'm trying not to laugh because I don't want to start choking. But I just stood there and I chuckled because this man really just said, oh, that's good, and just kept, you know, going on with what he was there for, which is, that's when I realized that people really just don't give a fuck. Excuse my language, but not really. People really just don't care. Like, and that was just so funny to me, but I think about that all the time, because now it's like, when people ask me that, I say, hey. I'll respond and say, hey, or hi. But I won't even get into how I'm feeling or how I'm doing, because they really don't care. It's just a greeting that people use. So it's like, when did the world stop caring? You know, it's just, it's a sad thing. But yeah, that's the thought that I had. Like, people always say, you know, how you doing? And I want to tell people sometimes, but sometimes I really don't feel like it's genuine. So I don't even waste my time to tell people. But like I said, when it's people that's texting my phone, checking on me, I want to tell them how I'm doing, but it's just like lately, I have nothing good to say. Like, it's like one bad thing after the next, after the next, after the next. And I'm like, I know they probably like, damn, I'm not texting this bitch no more because she don't never have, you know, like, it's like nothing good. So I feel so bad. And I think that's why, like, when people text my phone, I kind of get annoyed because I don't really know what to say. So it's like, I really wish people would stop texting me, but I don't. I don't want to say that because I'm grateful and I appreciate the people that are texting me. It's not many at all, actually. But I'm grateful for the people that are texting me, asking me how I'm doing. I don't want to lie, but I just can't wait until I have something good to say. I think when I have something better to say, when I start feeling better about life and myself, then I will feel better about talking to people. I will start, being the social butterfly that I've always been. But lately, it's like I'm in a cocoon. I really am, actually. Like, I feel like this is my transformation season. This is my isolation. This is where I'm supposed to be right now in this moment, to grow, to transform. So that kind of makes sense. I am in a cocoon. But yeah, that's just a thought that I had. Like, when did people stop caring? I mean, I know it sounds nice when you greet somebody and say, hey, how you doing? But to not really care about how they're doing or even take the time to listen to how they're doing, it's like, that's not nice. So I really wish people would just find another greeting. Like, that's just so weird to me. And I always felt that way. That's why, like, if I greet you and I say, how are you doing? I really care. Like, I really want to know how you doing. But if I just say hey or hi, I'm not gonna waste my time, energy, or breath asking how you doing if I don't want to know, and I know you don't care to tell me either. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you greet people and you move on. But that morning that guy said that to me, I was just like, wow. I said, I'm not doing too good this morning. He said, oh, that's good. And then didn't even realize he said it. Because, usually sometimes people will say stuff just because it's routine. Like, it's just something that people say. So they'll answer it. And then they'll catch themselves like, oh, I didn't mean to say that. He just kept going with what he was doing. I just stood there and chuckled. Like, he didn't even see me chuckle. He was too busy pulling out the bag, whatever he was trying to return or whatever. Understandable. It was early in the morning and he had stuff to do, but he really didn't care. That's my point. He didn't care. So, I don't know why I felt the need to share that, but that was just something that I needed to share because I feel shut off from the world, and that's the reason, because nobody cares. Nobody cares. Especially, like, as much as I care. Because I used to be the friend. Now, no, I said used to. Because I had to stop. Like, I had to stop when I realized that nobody was giving it back. I had to stop because I was overextending myself. And it was time for me to start thinking about myself and being selfish. As a matter of fact, I made a video I went live on Facebook that day when I remember when I did it. It was right before I moved back to Charlotte a few years ago. And I wasn't mad or anything. Like, I wasn't upset. And I said that in the video. I want to say I might have had a dream or something. I don't know. I just woke up and decided to do this thing, right? So I did a live and I was just telling everybody, like, I'm gonna, like, this is not word for word, but basically I was saying, I'm gonna start being selfish. I don't want anybody to take it personal if you don't hear from me or whatever the case may be. I'm not mad at nobody. Nothing's wrong. It's time for me to start focusing on myself, and people are probably gonna feel some type of way if I don't, because I've been the one reaching out. And if I stop, then, people think, oh, something wrong, she's mad, or, whatever the case may be. So I was just letting everybody know I'm going to start being more selfish, you know, for my own personal reasons or whatever. But it's nothing wrong. Like, nobody did nothing wrong or whatever. But yeah, I've always been that friend to think of everybody. Like, every month I'm thinking, whose birthday is this month? Oh, I gotta make sure I call, you know, checking on this person, whatever. Or like, if I have dreams about people, I'll text or call and check on them. I still do that sometimes depending on the dream. But I dream about people all the time. But, you know, or I'll just be the friend that check on somebody and just say, hey, how you doing, that I haven't talked to. You know, I've always been that person to think about. Sorry, I got a message. I've always been that person to think about everybody. To make it my business to think about everybody. Like on holidays, oh, I got to make sure I, you know, text this person, text that person, make sure I tell everybody, you know, Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, stuff like that. No, not no more. I'm not, like, and honestly, I know this probably has a lot to do with it, you know, since my mom passed. But I really don't care about a lot of things anymore, like, at all. Like, I really don't care. Like, I just had my very first suicidal thought the other day. And not like I was planning on killing myself, like I'm thinking about how I'm going to do it. Not like that. But just like, why am I here? Why do I need to be here? That's another video I'm going to do. But that was like my first time ever having that thought. Like, I've always been a lover of life. I've always been optimist. I've always been a positive person. I've always, you know, nothing is that serious that you need to kill yourself type of person, right? Yeah, so ever since my mom passed, especially with the holidays coming up without her, it's just like, I really don't care about nothing for real. Like, I'm going to get back to me eventually, but yeah, that's another video I'm going to do. But I just wanted to share that thought. Like, when did we stop caring? Get it? You ate? What's that? I'm making a video. When did we stop caring about each other? Is my... I'll be back.